What's up, YouTube? My name's pghdjmarty, and this is my first video, so please be patient with me. From about the age of 7, I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness, and I thought it was the truth until 1975. See, I came through the whole stay alive till 75 era, an era that Jehovah's Witnesses would rather forget. Even as a teenager, I started questioning myself, why didn't Armageddon come? Kept my opinion to myself, as any good Jehovah's Witness who doesn't want to be judged as an apostate does. Fast forward to the late 1980s. After having married and divorced a Jehovah's Witness woman, I finally lived enough of my life in the real world to realize that the Jehovah's Witness religion was a bunch of smoke and mirrors. Disappearing members, new doctrines, controlling rules and regulations, and their ridiculous translation of the Bible all made me realize just how much of my life was dictated by the men in Brooklyn rather than a kind, loving God. I eventually tried to just disappear from the Jehovah's Witnesses by trying to step away. Oh, I still went to 1 or 2 meetings a month. I'd still lie and fill out a time report at the end of the month, and I'd still show up at assemblies. But by that time, my mind had been made up that the Jehovah's Witnesses were not who they claimed to be. I'd even taken jobs that were evening and nighttime jobs so I could have an excuse not to go to meetings. They no longer held the same power over me as they once did. I only did what I was doing so I could keep in touch with my friends and my family. Then it happened. I sinned and I got disfellowshipped. By the time that happened, it didn't really matter to me anymore. Because to me at that point, I wasn't cut off from my spiritual side. I was only cut off from the corporation known as Jehovah's Witnesses. It's been quite an adventure since then. It's been a growth experience that not even I could have predicted was going to happen. Things I once found repugnant, I now realize are all part of human nature that should be guided more by conscience than someone printing a magazine that is written by a panel of men who only have an interest in keeping the numbers up. I'll go into more detail about my life, the things that I've lived through, the changes that I've seen while I was a Jehovah's Witness, and how, to the contrary of what Jehovah's Witnesses want their members to believe, my life is more fulfilling now outside of the Jehovah's Witnesses than it ever would have been had I stayed a Jehovah's Witness. But before I go into my own experiences, I wanted to thank some people who have inspired me to tell my story. Now, these people aren't listed in any particular order, as they all have been equally inspiring to me. Now, please forgive me if I don't get your names correct. I do apologize in advance. Propaganda Techniques, Lucius B. Boogeyman, Slanelsla, CS the Apostate, Tim Kilgore, St. Berthold, Smoking in the Graveyard, XJW's 1, JW Fairytale, Non-Dude 2, and there are scores other who I've enjoyed what you've done. You all have different styles of presentation, different demeanors, and different passions, but you all have one common thread. You all present information that is confirmable. You're not just spewing venom. I've seen all of you address issues that people have had with their videos by verifying what you have said, either through Jehovah's Witness literature or through more secular sources. You all have made valid points that with little to no research, any skeptic should be able to verify. I respect all of you for conveying intelligent, accurate information without getting pious or seeming like a know-it-all. More than that, I respect all of you, both disfellowshipped and disassociated, for stepping away from an organization that still dangles the, if you just come back, everything would be made right, and you'd have your family and friends back carried in front of you. I want to thank each and every one of you for getting out this important message and for inspiring me to become a part of a movement whose time has come. Also want to thank somebody who I never have had the chance to meet or had any real acquaintance with, but that's Ray France. His bravery in the face of accusations and through all the committee meetings, all the meetings with the governing body, always standing up for his integrity regardless of the consequences, is an example I wish I could have pursued earlier in my life. Ray, we've lost you in your physical form, but your actions will continue to inspire future apostates for generations to come. I'll be making videos as often as I can, as I feel I've waited long enough to get started doing my part in a long overdue needed process. Thanks to all of those who suggested to me that I should do this is we all need to let others know our stories. Please feel free to leave any comments on either the video's content or the quality, as I'm new to this and I can use as much help as possible. I feel honored to be amongst the great company that I now keep with those of you who care enough to speak out and hope to be able to keep up the standards that you have set. Thanks again. Until the next time, I'm DJ Marty. Peace.